Time for another stock review, this time Fisker FSR. This could be the deal of the century. It could be. It could be. Let's dissect it. We're just days to go for the Fisker earnings. Of course, I'll cover it live and then I'll review the stock afterwards, and live Q&A, of course, on the earnings as well. Get ready for a very important review coming up for an EV car company who make a great car, but their stock is on its arse, and let's find out why. Tap the like button, subscribe, ring the bell. I think this is going to be a positive review. I'm not 100% certain, but if it is, you want to share it, because if you share it, I know we'll rank for this, as we always do rank for Fisker, and this stock could do very, very well indeed if I'm right. So let's have a look. And the way to crush the short squeeze is to share the video, click it, send it out everywhere, and this might just do very well. So this is the Fisker review. We've got a earnings coming up, and let's go into the numbers and have a look exactly what we've got here. These are the numbers. We're going to look at the balance sheet, the profit, the loss, solvency score. We're also going to look at the company itself, what they're preparing for. I've got some latest news as well I want to share with you. We're going to compare it to Tesla. Are there any trends on the stock and the S&P? Lot to show you here. So without further ado, let's get into it. So can you make money on this stock? Does it compare? Does it compare to Tesla? Well, we're going to show you some comparisons here as we drive down the road in our nice shiny red car. What do you think? This is a Tesla, but does it compare to Tesla? Well, we're going to find out now. Can you make some money from this stock? Is it about to be the printing machine? A bit like the Fed turning on the printing machine. Can you make money? Is it the right time? Well, let's get straight into it, and let's start looking and dissecting the numbers. This is going to be an interesting one. I'd like your thoughts below, actually, in the comments. And I will reply to every one of my members who comments to me, and I'll also make a video on the answers in short form if they are required. But this could be about to explode. Have we got a short potential? Let's have a look at it. Right. So let's start, and bearing in mind, we'll do this again after the earnings next week. So let's get straight into it, and you can have a review just like this as well, if you are a member of my channel. So first thing we want to do is update ourselves in case you've never seen one of these reviews before. What is Fisker? Look at the stock price doing nothing but going down. Fisker engages in building a technology-enabled automotive business model, which involves vehicle development, customer experience, and sales and service. It also designs, develops, and manufactures eco-friendly electric vehicles. The company was founded by Henrik Fisker and Geeta Gupta-Fisker in 2016. Now, I would like them on my show, and you can do it, because our Lucas Army is getting very, very powerful now on social media. We're ranking for nearly all our reviews now, many of them #1 for the stock. So in other words, the stock, the ticker, and then the word stock. We're ranking for them as we rank #1 for Fisker. So if you want Henrik Fisker on the show, what do? Well, the Lucas Age, my members, what you do is you email the investor relations, you tag my reviews in their social media. You make sure that they get to see my review, and email them and message them and say, Martyn Lucas does a Meet the CEO series. I've interviewed 2 CEOs already, and there's more in the pipeline. I would love to have them on the show, and I'd love to be able to give some great news to the world about the company. And if I do that, the stock price will go up. I know that's a huge prediction, but that's what's happening time and time again with my reviews, because I do more reviews than anyone. We're up to like 90 reviews now in just 3 months, and I'm accelerating, and it's it's gaining momentum. So if you want to be on the show, Henrik Fisker or any of the investors, please do message him, and let's have you on the show. 760 employees, California, Manhattan Beach, 2016. We're talking very high risk as far as maintenance concerns. Doesn't mean it is risky. It just means the stock price is being driven to zero by, in fact, I'll wait to show you what that is in a few minutes. All right? Okay. 381 million, the entire company. The entire company, 381 million. Can you believe that? 52-week high, 786. 52-week low, 72 cents. No dividend, just growth. Okay, let's move on down. Morningstar analyst who get paid to say this stuff, so I don't believe a word they say. I do it for free. That's why my reviews rank number one now for the search term on Alpha Spread. Every single review is covered. Every single one of my reviews is on their website, and that's why everything is ranking now. Right, the earnings has been going up. We've been steadily climbing. We beat on earnings that we missed there, and we've got the earnings next week on February the 26th. We'll cover it live after hours. You don't want to miss it. All right, who are we in bed with? Now, here's the problem. We're in bed with terrible companies. Lucid, the worst run EV company in the world. Peter Rawlinson steals all the money. He literally pays himself $500 million every year when the cars lose money every year. He pays himself a huge bonus. I don't know how he gets away with it, but he does. The investors voted for him to basically steal all the money, and that's what he does. The company's going down the toilet, produces one of the best EV cars in the world. Nikola, well, all sorts of issues around Nikola. Workhorse, I don't know anything about it. NIO's a Chinese stock. I'm not familiar with that. ChargePoint, I'm not done a review on that one for a long time. And QuantumScape, I'm not familiar with that. But we are in bed with high-risk stocks, no doubt about it. So, can we make money on this? Is it stacking up too much, or are we all getting a little bit hot under the collar right now? Are people shouting at the wall like they often do on this bit of B-roll? Do you like that? Bit of B-roll, screaming and shouting. We don't need screaming and shouting. We need good, solid investment strategy. That's what we're looking for. So, let's move on now to more information on the website. Website's looking good. Some great cars, some great images here. The product looks good. I've heard great things from customers. Everything looks nice. Very well laid out website, very slick. The product looks nice, but it's being shorted to death. Why? Well, let's have a look at this. Every time I look at their news, they have more good news. We had another motor show a few weeks ago. Now we've got Fisker to bring award-winning Fisker Ocean all-electric SUV to Canadian International Auto Show. I'm constantly seeing them doing the right thing, promoting their cars, driven by a mission to create the world's most emotional and sustainable electric vehicles. Will bring the award-winning Fisker Ocean all-electric SUV to the Canadian International Auto Show, February the 16th to 25th at the Metro Toronto Convention Centre in Ontario. Canada is an important market for Fisker, as we made it a priority to launch there in 2023. Chairman and CEO Henrik Fisker, come on my show, tell the world great news. If you do, your stock price will go up. Simple as that. If you've got great news, I'll tell people. If it's bad news, I'll also tell them that. But I believe you've got a great story. I want to share it for you. And I don't own the stock, remember. I can't manipulate the stock. I'm not in it. I'm only owning the S&P to give full integrity to my channel. I'm looking forward to customers checking out the Ocean and at the Canadian International Auto Show and taking in its unique features. We intend to sell a lot of vehicles in Canada, and we are actively recruiting dealers in the country as part of our newly announced dealer partnership strategy. That's all good. Okay, let's now go over to the numbers. At the end of the day, if the numbers don't make sense, nothing makes sense. The price of the stock is just the price of the stock. It's not the value of the company. Let's find out what the value of the company is. Tap the like button if you like this video. Click the share button. Leave a comment. I will reply to all your comments. Are you typing your comments? Let me look below. Yep. I see the comments. I'll be down there in a minute. I'll take a little look and I'll read the comments. All members will be replied to. Videos made for your replies if necessary. Okay, the valuation of the stock. The base case saying $384. That's the valuation of the stock right now. It's at 73 cents. Overvalued. Not just by 100%. You can't have more than 100%. We value the stock price at $384, and it's at 73 cents. 73 cents, and it is valued at 384. Now, is that reliable? Can we use that as a guide? Because if that's accurate, we should all buy every single stock right now. And trust me, if I think it's a good idea and we can show that the valuation's good, a lot of my investors will jump on it. But is it right? Is it worth $384? Well, there are no warnings here. We have an accurate valuation on the stock. But there's more. We can't just buy on intrinsic value. What is intrinsic value? There is what intrinsic value is. You might want to pause the video at this point and check out what intrinsic value is. But there you go. Now then, let's report on the last earnings. We'll have the new earnings very, very shortly. Fisker. Did I say overvalued? I beg your pardon. Someone has just pointed out. Let me make an adjustment to the video. You mean undervalued. Did I say overvalued? I apologize. There we go. Let me make an edit there. This is live. I'm doing this live. Sometimes I might get a word wrong. I apologize. Thank you, MSK, for picking me up. Undervaluation. It's undervalued. I beg your pardon. Okay. I'm going to get lots of comments for that when this video comes out. Flipping heck. Oh, well. Good. More comments is good for the channel, though, right? If you make a mistake, you get more views. I mean, think of it that way. Fisker has achieved notable milestones, ramping up vehicle production by 430% to 4,725 in Q3, 1,022 in Q2. This is very, very good news. Tesla is all about the machine that builds the machine. That's what I have done here. That's how I'm able to go live 10 hours a day and make 4 or 5 reviews a day. I have built the machine that builds the machine. This is why I'm successful. This is why Tesla's successful. And now we've got Fisker at 430%. Okay. By the way, if you're tapping all the love in the chat, it helps the channel, by the way. I noticed someone is tapping the love in the chat. Keep tapping the love. It actually sends out a positive algorithm to YouTube. So thanks for doing that. Whoever's doing that, that's awesome. Anyway, let's carrying on. Delivering over 1,200 vehicles in October, surpassing the entire third quarter. Collaborations such as the one with Foxconn to manufacture this unique pair model in Ohio and an agreement with Tesla for charging access. Underline advancements and optimism about Fisker's future. The third quarter brought a revenue of 71.8. I see more people are tapping the like button. I'm watching that very closely. People are trying to share the news out about Fisker. Let me share with you what we're talking about on the screen. Just so you know what I'm talking about. It's gaining momentum. Look at that. These are people now sharing it out who want to promote the story of Fisker. Very, very nice indeed. I like that. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. Remember, I'm not in the stock. Doesn't bother me, but I want you to make money. And pair model in Ohio, and an agreement with Tesla for charging access. Underline advancements and optimism about Fisker's future. The third quarter brought a revenue of 71.8 million, primarily from Ocean vehicle sales, despite a net loss of net 91 million. So obviously they're losing money at the moment. The production ramp and delivery scale demonstrates strong demand and a push towards my gosh, I've just noticed it's gone absolutely bonkers in the love. That is sending out an algorithm message to YouTube to share the video. Very good. You obviously love your Fisker. I love it. I hope I can do good by you then. Million, primarily Ocean vehicles, despite a net loss. We've just reported that. Push towards a stable supply chain, aiming to shrink delivery timeframes for customer satisfaction. As Q3 ended, Fisker held a robust balance of 625 million in cash and restricted cash. So why is the stock price down so much? Let's carry on. Let's look at the revenue. The revenue is on fire. Look at it. It's going up. Where are we now? We're up 5,318% in revenue and expecting a ramp Look at that S-curve. That is an S-curve. Why is this stock price that should be worth $380 down at 73 cents? What is going on with this stock price? There must be something I've missed. Let me carry on and share the information. Operating income. We've been spending money on the stock. Operating income is going up 7% on the most recent range. Net income up on the most recent range. Now, as I've just said, if you are an investor, one of our members, one of the Lucas aides, all you've got to do is tag this video and share it out and email investor relations. If they respond to my video and come on my show along with the other CEOs who have been on my show, their stock price is going to surge. All you've got to do is get the good news out. Other YouTube channels, remember, I'm not a YouTuber, I'm a TV broadcaster. Other YouTubers are trying to sell videos on negativity. Negativity sells on YouTube. And what they're trying to do is tell everybody that the business is going down the toilet. People are following that. They watch that. Someone needs to get the CEO on this show so we can put out a positive message. Let's do good in the world, not just nonsense, so others can make money on their silly little YouTube videos. It's ridiculous. This looks so far to me like a very good story. I'll carry on. Let me carry on with this. Operating cash flow. Now, this has fallen off a cliff recently. Why? What has happened here? We need to find out. On the most recent range, we're down 628 million. Obviously, selling more cars, they're losing more money because they're losing money on their cars until they can ramp up. I get it. That's the same story as Tesla when it started out. Capital expenditure, we're slowly spending a bit less money. Free cash flow, 31%. You can see now why the stock price is getting hammered. Now then, the balance sheet, 2.4 billion in assets, 2 billion in liabilities, but which is not ideal. Right, we've only got $500 million on the right side of it, but we've got 530 million in cash. That is very, very, very good. 530 million in cash. In other words, $500 million in cash. Now then, how much debt do they have? How much debt do they have? Long-term debt, 1.1 billion, and we have enough cash to wipe out the debt by 50%. Long-term debt is 54% of their balance sheet, but they could wipe half of that out, bringing that to 25% of their portfolio, of their balance sheet. That is a great catalyst. They're obviously deciding to hold the cash to earn more money on interest. If interest rates come down, this can be a major catalyst for the stock. That's good. That's good. All right, a gross margin going down because obviously we're selling cars now and we're losing more money because before we can reduce the price, we're obviously going to lose some money. Operating income is improving. Net margin is improving. FCF margin is improving. ROCE is improving. Still negative, but most things are improving here. Fundamental score, profitability is low, 26%. Exception, we can improve the efficiency of the company. Looks to me like they're going to need to raise some money. That's not good. However, I know that they're going to dilute, and I'll tell you how, and that'll improve $1 billion to pay down. Huge upside if they get it right. Okay, there's upside if they get it right. Okay, let's move on down now. I'm loving what's going on here with the likes. You're sharing the video out. It's being shared out on YouTube. Look at all this here. People are tapping the like, the 100%. I'm loving all of that. Fantastic. Very, very good indeed. Don't wear yourself out, whatever you do. Right then, let's look at Wall Street analysis. 37% worst case scenario on the upside. Very, very good. 295% and 765% on the best. Interest rates are coming down. We could be heading to the best. This is a massive potential explosion. Have we got volume? Have we got short interest? Have we got dilution? If all those things come together and debt reduction, we have got this number here, 765% upside. Let's have a look. There's the competition. We'll come to it in a minute. Ford, Rivian, Ford are no competition at all. Ford are no competition at all. Rivian are losing huge amounts of money on their cars. Anyway, let's go down here. Inside trading. We haven't had any buying or selling since, and I'll go back here. It was, we had insiders selling $61,000 worth of shares. That was in March 28 of 2023. So we've had no insiders selling the stock since March, nearly a year ago. That's good. That's good. And that amount is nothing. That is probably tax reasons, once a year tax reasons. That's all that is. But what I will say is we've had no buying either. Now, again, that's potentially a good thing, because once the insiders start buying, you've missed the boat, right? I want to buy before they buy. This could be a big story, folks. Now then, have we got a short interest? Yes, 28.42. 28.42 short interest. And with all it needs is the CEO on my show talking great things about this car company, and boom, short squeeze absolutely on the cards. Do we have the volume? Well, let's go and have a look if we have the volume. Here is the stock right now, 73 cents. Let's scroll down, scroll in. Don't know why I do that. Just makes me feel good. Right, let's scroll down. Right, average volume on the stock is 44 million. A lot of activity here, a lot of short selling going on here. 22 million today is the average. So we do not have enough volume yet, but that's a decent amount of volume by itself. Most companies would love a 22 million volume on their trades. It's just all going in the wrong way. If we can get some positive sentiment on this stock, boom, we're going up. I think that's inevitable with any good news at all. Anyway, there is my information on Fisker. Now, I reviewed this just 3 weeks ago. If I share with you here, I talked about a short squeeze, and I also reviewed the stock a month ago. Let me quickly pull up my review and see if the short interest has changed. 28.42. If I bring up my review, it's brilliant seeing my own reviews here on this site. It's absolutely quite incredible. Let's have a little look. Do we have the short interest? There's the balance. There's the numbers. Scroll along. There's the balance sheet. Scroll down a little bit more. Let's see if the short interest was 42.9. It was 42.9% shorted a month ago. So we've got less short interest now. That's interesting. We've got less short interest now. People are slowly shorting the stock less, thinking, this isn't going to go down any further. So there you go. We had 42% when I did this review a month ago, and now we are at 28. So the short interest is going down, less short pressure. Okay, so we're not aiming for a short squeeze potentially. Oh, as I'm talking about it, the stock is all of a sudden starting to move. We're putting a positive message out on the video. Look, this happens nearly every time I put out a stock which starts to rank like this, as we do rank number 1 for FSR on my last video. And now it's, look, there was some buying going on there. Look at that. It pumped quite a bit. Very nice indeed. Right. Okay. Let's move on down. Have we got any more news? No, the latest news is me. So I am the latest news. Let's go look down a little bit further and see if the sentiment has changed. Yep, the stock is moving right now. Volume is going up as well. Last 90 days, we had 22% negativity. Now we got 30% negativity. Now we've got 80% negativity. Remember, just before the maximum is when it turns around. Just like when it rains and rains and rains and rains and rains, what comes next? The sunshine. When we get recession, we get the bottom of the market, just like we're getting recession now. This could be a big catalyst for the stock. Let's do a final check now on our back test. If we compare this now, if you tap the like button, have you left a comment? Have you shared? Have you subscribed? Let me look below in the video. Yep. I see a few comments coming up there now. Hello, Bill. Hello, mate. Mike's definitely commented. Jason Fallon, our winner of the trophy. Yep. He's commented. Yep. I see comments. Okay, guys, I'll be down there shortly. When this video's finished, I'll come down there and reply to you. There we go. All right. Let's look now over at the back test. We've got Tesla in orange. Tesla in orange, Fisker in red, and the S&P in blue. Now, as we can see here, there's no real correlation between Fisker and Tesla. Nothing at all. There's nothing to really measure against the S&P, but I just wanted to show you once a car company can ramp up what it can do. There is Tesla. Now, Tesla can't be the only car company in the world, the only EV company in the world. It needs more competition and it needs more car companies building more stuff to supply the demand. So there's the back test. So yes, if you put 10 grand in Tesla, you'd now have 84,000 in 2019 to now. In Fisker, 10,000 is now worth $831. So if you have $831, you buy what the equivalent back in Tesla day of 2019, $10,000 worth of Fisker. Do you think Fisker's going bankrupt? I don't think so. Do you think it's going to go up from here? I think it is. But we'll see in time if we get the positive sentiment on the show. Now then, before we finish, we need to finish on dilution. Dilution. The company need to raise money. They need to raise money. So do you as an investor lose? Yes and no. Let me explain what I mean by that. Right now, we've got Fisker on its arse. It can't go much lower than it is now. Of course, it can always go lower, but it can't go much lower than it is now. It wouldn't make any sense. They do need to raise money. They're going to the investors now to ask, should we raise money? They're going to the investors, and what I would expect, the investors will say yes. That means they will dilute. It means they will issue more stock to raise funds. Will that affect you? Yes. In a bad way? No. And let me tell you why. They will not dilute at 73 cents. That would be financial suicide. They will go to the investors. The investors will vote to say, yes, the company is great. It needs more funds. Nothing wrong with that. Great companies do that. There's nothing wrong with doing that. They need more money to ramp up, bring down costs. Then they can be a Tesla, potentially, one day. Who knows? The investors will say yes. That will then be a positive because they won't dilute. People will say, yes, dilute. That means we're going to raise more money for the company. You, the owner, you. When that news comes out, the stock price will go to maybe $2. It will ramp up to, say, $2. That rid of any of the shorts that are left. There'll be potentially some short squeeze at that point to dilute. So you're with less debt, more money, they can build the business. And now the stock in a year or two could intrinsic value of $3. Might have to remain impartial. My priority is the show, to you, the news, the information. I do not want to be accused of being a pump and dump channel. I want the CEO on here knowing that I'm not trying to pump or dump the stock. He can talk to me honestly and know that I'm going to share good news or bad news, whatever that might be. In this case, I think there's some good news here. It just needs to get out because there's not enough information out there. There's just silly YouTubers making videos trying to make themselves rich and get subscribers. I don't care about subscribers. I care about my community and my audience. The money and subscribers take care of themselves. That's not why I'm here. So there you go. That's what I think. I think it's a buy. Click above my head for all the links. If you want to be part of my Lucas Aid army, go down below in the description. If you want to use the software that I use, which is the most advanced algorithmic software on planet Earth, it's unbiased, it's real, it's based upon numbers and facts and AI. Simple as that. I believe it's the best. That's why I use it, and that's why I continually get it right when it comes to analyzing a stock. Over here, you've got my full list of stock reviews. Go and check them all out and be part of it. Share the video, leave a comment below, and I'll reply to every one of my members. Yep, you're still down there. All right, take care of yourselves and each other.